Now that we've spoken about what is an angle, the next thing that I think is very important is to be able to name an angle. In geometry, it is very important. It's an important skill to be able to name an angle. And this is what I want us to practice doing at this particular point. We've got an angle S, and I want us to look at S because it is simple. And we can write angle S in a very simplistic way and say angle S. Very important, I want to see that little cap which shows that this is an angle. But we could also have written, or someone else could have written, not just angle S, but angle BSC. But look at the cap. Once again, it is there to show that it is an angle. In fact, the cap tells us that S is the vertex of this particular angle. And we also could have found another way of naming it and say it's ASP. And look again, we've got that little cap which tells me that this is an angle. In fact, we've got some people who would not call it BSC, but they'll call it B angle SC in order to highlight that S is the vertex at this particular point. Now, this one is simple because it is just one angle. Let's look at point A. At point A, we've got a situation where we've got three angles. We've got angle 1, 2, and 3. And remember, it doesn't matter where do I start to put the numbers. You could have started at 3 and came on the clockwise way and have A1, A2, A3 in the clockwise direction. But what is important is I am numbering these angles so that I can separate them. I can't just call this angle A because you would not know which one is angle A. So it's important that when I write, I will then have angle A1. Now I know which angle am I talking about. I will also have angle A2, and again put the little cap there for an angle, and I will then have angle A3. So I know which angles am I referring to because I have numbered them. This is the best way of naming angles if ever you do not understand the other way that we've just shown. But I'm going to show it again so that you will then have a choice of saying, I could also name angle A1 as, now let's look at the lines that are forming angle A1 or the arms that are responsible for us having A1. You look at this arm, it's BA, and you look at this one, it is BC. So angle A1 is actually formed by B, A, and C, or by BA because it's the two lines, and CA meeting at the vertex A. So the angle will be angle B to A, but A is the vertex, so I'm going to indicate that there, and AC, so it's going to be BAC. Similarly, I will have angle A2 as angle CAD, and also angle A3 could be written as angle SAD or DAS. It doesn't really matter which of the alphabets you start with. What is important is your vertex is always on the middle. You can see there, it's in the middle all the time. You have to have your vertex in the middle, and you must indicate it is an angle. When you say BAC, it could just be a line, but angle BAC will have that little cap at the top to show that you are naming angle BAC. So it's up to you. You've got a choice. You could just number your angles, which I think is very easy, and it's maybe the best way you should choose. If the numbering is not done in your diagram in the exam, you could just come up with your numbers. Make sure that you write them clearly and make sure you follow exactly the numbers that you've written. It becomes easier at that point.